Welcome everyone to our Hatha yoga class. My name is Tammy and I'll be guiding you through the next hour. Our theme for our class is on better sleep. Better sleep is really a huge part of our life to find that calmness in our body and a healthy immune system, to being able to physically and mentally relax. So yoga is a wonderful way to do this. Beginning our class, we're going to be on our backs. So turning over to your side of the body and then roll over to your back. Knees are bent, seeing if you can touch your heels. So I think if I'm starting to feel the stressors in life, I know that other people would be thinking the same thing and starting to feel that in their mind and their body. So yoga helps to support our immune system. Taking in your knees to your chest will help us to promote that relaxation, relieving our muscle tension. And I think this is definitely, yoga is really what keeps me going. Letting your back relax into the ground. And then taking one foot and then the other foot down to the ground, coming into figure four. Cross your right ankle over the left knee. Remain here, or wrap your hands around the left leg into the knee pit. Flexing both feet to take the pressure off of your knees. This is a bigger opening into our hip. You may want even a bigger opening by placing your right hand onto the right hip, or inside of the right knee. And then slowly releasing. Cross your left ankle over the right knee. Remain here or pick up that foot and hold. Flexing both of your feet. And then again, with the bigger opening, place your left hand onto inside of the left knee. Remaining present, but you may close your eyes and then turn inward to your breath and then turn inward to yourself. Fall is a really good time to draw in, turning inward to ourselves, doing things that will support our mind and body. Slowly release, and then cross your right ankle over the left knee again, taking your left leg off the floor and hold here for a moment, just like we did before. This time, we're going to lift our legs up and over to the left side. Taking your left hand onto the right ankle and then pull your heel in towards the body. Right arm may come up overhead or to the side. So my block away. Taking the right knee up towards the sky for a bigger opening into our hip. And slowly release. Come back to the center. And then uncross. Cross your left ankle over the right knee. Draw the knee in towards the chest. And then take your legs up and over to the right side. And then with your right hand, Draw your heel in towards the waist. Left arm may come up overhead or in line with your shoulder. Left knee pointing up towards the sky, bigger opening, and towards the hip, on top of your thigh. Slowly release, come back to the center, draw both of the knees in towards the chest, and then into happy baby. So turn your knees out to your armpits, hold on to your ankles, outside edges of the feet, or with your peace fingers around your big toes. Lower back, just releasing into the ground. You can rock side to side. And then hold center and smile. We release, draw the knees in, take your right foot and then the left foot down into bridge. So the distance you want your heels away from your bottom, seeing if you can touch your fingers, touch your heels with your fingers. Ankles, knees, hips in line with each other. Palms down to the ground first, always looking up towards the sky and into bridge. Draw the pelvis up towards the sky. I like to hold onto my heels here, so walking my arms under. And then I'll hold onto my heels. Keep looking up towards the sky. Slowly release, walk your arms away, shoulders away, and then draw the pelvis down towards the ground. Draw the knees into the chest, give yourself a little squeeze. Take your right foot down, left foot down. Extend both of your legs straight down towards the ground, and then walk the legs over to the left corner of your mat into Bananasana, and then upper body towards the left side of the mat. Your pelvis is down towards the ground. So if you find that you're really lifting up, just come out of this banana shape a little bit. Arms come up overhead. Cross your right ankle over the left ankle. Close your eyes, but being present. So aware of how you are physically, mentally, emotionally feeling. Use your breath to help you to release. So inhale, breathing into all of those tight areas. Exhale, breath, helping you to release. Releasing your arms. Uncross your ankle. And then slowly, upper body coming back towards the center. Lower body back. Take your legs over to the other side. And then the upper body over to the other side. Arms come up overhead. Cross your left ankle over the right ankle. Banana shape. Close your eyes. Long through the waist. Release your arms across your ankles. And slowly take your upper body back to the center. Lower body comes back to the center. You take the arms down to the sides, bending the right knee, left knee. Knees come in towards the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Take your right foot down, left foot down. Take your right arm overhead and then roll over to your right side to fetal. So I'm just gonna roll away from you and then make your way up. Okay, to child's pose. So turn on your body for child's pose. So all fours here first, uncurl the toes and then sit your bottom back. Fold forward, let the forehead rest on the ground. And just hold there for a moment. Make your way up to all fours, toes down towards the ground. Ankles, knees, hips in line with each other. Do a wag through your tail. And then take your hands wider than the shoulders and circle through the upper body. And then circle through the upper body the other way. Come back to center, wrists underneath the shoulders. Inhale to cow, exhale to cat. So nice big inhale, draw your heart up towards the sky. Exhale to cat, always leading through your tailbone. Inhale, cow, so lead through your tailbone first. Exhale, cat. One more time, inhale to cow. Exhale, cat. Come to the neutral spine, so natural S curve of your spine. And then take your knees wider for child's pose here. So first of all, I should say uncurl the toes. Let's do this first. And then you can take your knees wider that way. And forehead rests again on the ground. And then come up to all fours. Toes come back, ankles, knees, hips in line with each other. Step forward with the right hand, step forward with the left hand into downward facing dog, alternating knee bends. Ankles, knees, hips in line with each other. Bend through both of your knees and then draw the knees down towards the mat and let your knees hover. Come back to downward facing dog. And then knees come back down towards the mat. Let the knees hover about an inch or two. And then back downward facing dog. Doing that one more time. Take the knees down towards the mat. Let them hover. Back to downward facing dog. And then slowly make your way down. Take the knees down towards the ground, back into child's pose one more time. The arms may come by the sides this time, or arms up overhead. So above the head, and then you can place your hands into prayer. And release back to all fours. Toes down towards the ground. Hold here. Lift your right arm up to shoulder height and your thumb is pointing up towards the sky. Then lift your left leg off the ground. Toes are pointing down towards the ground and hold. We lift just as high as our hips, no higher with the leg. And just keep holding. Slowly release, take your hand, knee down. Other side, lift. Thumb towards the sky. Toes down towards the ground. Grip the mat with your finger pads. Slowly release. Come down. Step forward with the right hand, left hand back into downward facing dog. And then bend through the knees, walk your feet forward. Ankles, knees, hips in line with one another. Okay, so inhale, come up to halfway. Flat back, exhale, release, fold. Let the head hang. Let your arms hang. Hold on to opposite elbows and then just do a sway side to side. Bend through the knees enough to help keep the back flat. And release. Slowly release your hands. Release your arms down to the ground. Let yourself hang. Inhale, come up to halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, release, fold, head hangs. Inhale, come up to halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, release, fold, head hangs, last time. And then inhale, sweep your arms up, overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Okay, making our way down towards the ground into hero. So hero, you can be facing the front of your mat here. Sitting on a block is always good. You can sit on your heels too, but I like to sit on a block. You may sit on 2 blocks too, to just be a little bit higher. It takes pressure off of the knees. Heels come onto the side of your hips, so you can sit just a little bit lower. Place your palms in towards your leg crease here, hip crease. Let the shoulders relax. Close your eyes. Tip your chin just slightly down to the chest, sitting up tall. And open your eyes, lift your head. Reclined hero will be without the block, but I'm going to show you 2 different versions so that you don't have to lie back down all the way down towards the ground if you don't want to. So with the block, take my hands just to the sides here, lift my pelvis up, and then I can come back. I can come back onto my forearms. Keep lifting. If you lie down all the way, you would remove your block. So you can do that with me, whichever version that you'd like. You can just sit here, you can lie back halfway or all the way. So I'll take the heels to the sides, lift my bottom up, and then slowly making my way down. Arms come above my head. You may join me. Close your eyes. To come out of this reclined pose, slowly coming up, pushing off of your arms, push up, hands, and slowly release. Come back into child's pose, it's Balasana. Okay, so child's pose, doing whatever version that you would like to do. So just the opposite pose, so the counter pose for it. For our hero pose, child's pose, forehead rests. and release out of child's pose. Okay. Bound angle pose, and it's butterfly. We'll do it as a reclined pose. You may use props too if you don't want to come down as far down to the floor, or you may be pregnant. So I would just put my pillow here, my bolster on top of my block, tuck my hips in, tuck my bottom in towards the cushion, open up through my legs. You can do this, of course, just lying on your mat too. And to come down so that it is easier on your back, you can lie down on the side and make your way over to your back. And then open up. Knees out to the sides. Hands can rest just on your hips or arms to the side, palms up towards the sky. Let your body settle. And opening up your eyes. Take both knees in towards the chest. And take the right foot, left foot down to the ground, and then roll over to the side of the body and make your way up to garland pose Malasana. So we're going to come up, and you can come to the front of your mat here. I'm going to face you so you can face me too, so that you can see what I'm doing. We're sitting into a low squat here. And I like to do a little shift with my body here first, and then draw my tailbone down towards the ground. Take my hands towards my heart center, and then use my elbows to push my knees out towards the sides. And then inhale, exhale. Another version for garland pose, Balasana, would be the hands coming towards the sides here, so arms coming to the side, and then the crown of the head coming forward. So finding which one that you would like to do right now. And then slowly release and come to your bottom. Take your legs long towards the front of your mat. Remove the fleshy part from your bottom. Ankles, knees, and hips in line with each other. If you have a band, a strap handy, you can use this too. Wrapping your band, your strap around the bottom of your feet. Sitting up nice and tall. Paschimottanasana, it is a forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. You can hold onto your strap and forward fold. Inhaling and exhaling. With the next inhale, make your way back up. Exhale, release. Take your strap just to the side here. You can place it always at the front or just to the side. Sage pose, Murchisana C. Cross your right foot over top of the left leg. Sit up tall. Draw the right knee in towards the chest. Take the left hand down towards the ground. Tent the fingers. Sit up tall. Turn towards the left side first. And then release. Okay, now take your left hand, draw it up towards the sky, and then place it onto the outside of the right knee. And then take your right hand down, tent the fingers like we did before, sit up tall, and then turn your body over to the right side, looking over the shoulder, the last part. Left toes up towards the sky. Taking your head back, rest of the body back towards the center, and then turn towards the opposite way again. Big turn, and then release. Back to center, into the other side. Cross your left leg over top of the right leg. Sit up tall, take the left hand first, place it onto the outside, and the right hand down towards the ground, sit up tall, and then turn your body over to the right side. And then release back towards the center. Take this right hand, place it onto the outside of the left knee. Left hand, place it down towards the ground behind you. Tent the fingers, lift up your chest towards the sky and rotate through the lumbar spine, thoracic spine, and then cervical spine over to the left side. Looking over the shoulder. Relax your shoulders. And then slowly come back. And then twist over to the right side again. Release, come back towards the center. And cross the legs. Take your legs into butterfly here without reclining, like we did before. A little shift through the body. Now, whenever you do butterfly, you can use props, you can use supports to help support underneath the knees. So let's do that here. If you have a pillow, a cushion that you want to put underneath of your knees, or you may have a block, a couple blocks, place it under one knee for one block and then a block for the other knee. So just let's set ourselves up here first. Just take your time so that there's the support for the knees. And then inhale, open up your feet like a book, and then exhale, fold forward. Draw the forehead down towards the ground. Inhale, breath coming up. Exhale, breath, release. Take the knees in. Hands by the sides, feet wider than the hips. Windshield wiper, knees side to side. You remove those blocks. Those, whatever the prop you had. Spin them away. Okay. lying down on the ground. Again, just like we did before, and your head is going to be towards the front of your mat. Draw the knees in towards the chest, give yourself a squeeze. Into the spinal twist, recline spinal twist. Take the legs up and over to the left side first. Arms above the head or in line with your shoulders. Turn your head the opposite way of your legs. Bring your head back to center. Knees nice, coming back to center and strong through the core. Knees into the chest. And then take your legs up and over. Right side. Arms above the head or in line with your shoulders, thinking straight out or bent at the elbows. Turn the opposite way of your legs. It comes back to the center. Legs come back to the center. Knees into the chest. And then take your legs up the wall. If you have a wall close by, you can use it and then let the legs rest against the wall. Arms may come just by the sides here. Let's get our blood coming back towards our heart. Let your body settle in towards the mat. If your eyes are closed, please open them and then bend through the knees, take the knees into the chest, take the right foot, left foot down towards the ground. Into fetal, take the right arm overhead and then roll over to the right side and come up. Okay, turn on your bottom to all fours. And then hold here. Step forward with the right hand, left hand into downward facing dog again. Three-legged dog, draw the right leg straight up towards the sky and then step onto the outside of the right wrist. This is lizard in Hatha yoga. Hold here, please. Left knee can come down towards the ground too. Forearms can come down towards the ground. If your knee is lifted, push the left heel back. Let the head release down to the ground. And slowly release. And take your hands back up and then back to downward facing dog. Three-legged dog, left leg lifts. And then step onto the outside of the left wrist. Knee may come down. Use that support, maybe your mat, or you have a knee block. You may be up here, pushing that right heel towards the back wall, or forearms come down and then you're pushing the right heel towards the back wall. Head releases down to the ground, let it hang. Slowly make your way back to downward facing dog. To pigeon. King pigeon will be first and then sleeping pigeon. Draw the right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog, and then bend through the knee and turn the right knee out to the right wrist. King pigeon first. Sit up tall. Left toes down towards the ground to help square the hips. You can uncurl the toes too. You can have your foot flat down. But it's nice to just try that at first to see where the hips are for being square. Having a block underneath of the right hip too. When we come into sleeping pigeon, that'll help. You can use a cushion just to help for more support, I should say. Fold forward for a sleeping pigeon. Forehead rests. Coming out of sleeping pigeon. Remove your block, your pillow, and then back to downward facing dog. Three-legged dog on the other side, so left leg lifts, three-legged dog, and bend through the knee, turn the left knee out to the left wrist. King pigeon first. Having your pillow or block handy. Place it underneath the left hip here and hold. Fold forward for sleeping pigeon. Toes can uncurl or toes down towards the ground. I didn't give another option for sleeping pigeon, I'm sorry. You can lie on your back and do figure four like we did before with your ankle crossing over the opposite knee. Coming out of sleeping pigeon, remove that block to downward facing dog. And bend through the knees, walk, step, or jump your feet forward to seated. Take the right foot in towards the groin, left foot in towards the groin, sitting up tall. So tuck that right foot in first towards the groin, and then left foot is in front. The support for the knees, you may have that again with pillows or blocks. Inhale, breath. Exhale, breath, fold forward. Let the forehead rest. Nice to have your elbows down to the ground and the forehead's resting onto your palms. Slowly release. Coming back up with the inhale breath. Arms come overhead and exhale. Release. Take your left foot in towards the groin and then right foot in front. Okay, you can have those supports underneath your knees again. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. So however you like, you can let the forehead rest or just let yourself hang. With your inhale breath, so your next inhale breath coming all the way back up. Arms can come overhead. Exhale, release those legs towards the front, knees bent, feet wider than the hips. Take your hands behind windshield wiper, knees side to side. And then hold. Okay, turning around. Head is going to come down towards the front of your mat here. So however you like, you can come onto the side of the body and then roll over to the back, or one vertebra at a time, making your way down. So make your spine to a C curve, relax through the shoulders, and then coming down towards the ground. Heels can come down towards the ground here too. So your toes are pointing up towards the sky, and then make your way down. Head rests, knees towards your chest. Hold. Back into bridge. Take both feet down towards the ground. See if you can touch your heels. You can have your heels a little bit closer towards your bottom too, if you would like to hold on to your heels. Draw your pelvis up towards the sky, not looking around. If you want, walk your shoulders underneath and hold onto the heels. Keep looking up towards the sky. Slowly release, walk your shoulders back. Draw the pelvis down towards the ground. Knees come in towards the chest. And then plow pose, halasana, will be our next pose before our resting pose for shavasana. So legs first up the wall, never looking around when you are in plow pose. So if you would like to just watch first, please do so. You can have the knees bent or legs straight, and then peel your spine off the floor, taking legs up and overhead, toes coming down towards the ground. Keep looking up towards the sky, pushing down on the backs of your arms. Slowly coming out of plow pose. You can come out one vertebra at a time. And hold. Take the knees to the chest. Doing whatever other movement or pose that you would like to do. You can take your feet down towards the ground. You can open up the arms and give yourself a nice big hug. And then open up again and give yourself a hug the other way. Release. Making our way into Shavasana, we will have a longer Shavasana for our class. So Shavasana may be with the knees bent, lying on your back. You can lie on the side of your body. You can have your incline. Legs can be straight, taking your right foot to the right corner of your mat, left foot to the left corner of your mat. You can turn your palms up towards the sky. If you're finding yourself getting cold right now, please go ahead and put something warm on. So it could be a blanket, could be a jacket, whatever you have there that's going to help you. You can sit also on a cushion. In Shavasana, our eyes close. Our eye sockets are heavy now. Lips come together, then your lips part. Feel your facial muscles soften. Your breath is light. Your heart rate slows. Your neck muscles soften. Shoulders soften. Arms soften. Letting everything soften, coming through your hands. Coming down your chest, past your tummy. Let your pelvis soften in towards the ground. You may squeeze your glutes and then let them release. Your legs soften. And releasing whatever anything that does not serve you out through your feet, out through your toes, and letting it go. Your mind wanders, not focusing on one thought. I will call you back when it is time. Slowly coming back to me. Still turning inwards, I would like you to just notice your heart rate. Noticing how your breath has softened, your heart rate has slowed. Starting to turn outwards by wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. Noticing the surface that you are lying on, sitting on. Notice the sounds around you. And then if you're lying down on your back, bending through both of the knees, take your right arm above the head, rolling over to fetal. If you are ready in a seated position, you can just hold for a moment. And then if you are in fetal, then coming up to a comfortable seated position. Taking your hands to your heart center. Thank you everyone for sharing your practice with me. Letting yourselves relax is so important. Spending this time together is so important, doing yoga with each other. Thinking of ourselves and how we are happier. Enjoying the rest of your evening. Namaste.